to Keto Weekly Update with your host, Alicia from Keto Upgrade.
To start off with, unfortunately, my weight loss progress is none, and actually, I went up a pound. It's probably mostly due to stress, which holds on. It has to do with cortisol, and it's really hard to lose weight when you're stressed. Well, my baby, Van, is 8 weeks today, and I'm slowly trying to get ready to get back to work. So I've been really stressed about that, trying to get YouTube videos edited, which is almost impossible when he sleeps an hour stretch once or twice a day. And then as soon as Adam gets home, it's on to dinner, and I need to wash bottles and make bottles and all that stuff. So it's a lot to handle. Plus, we're starting renovations on the house. It's gonna be big renovations, like add-ons and making myself like an office downstairs, because Adam's father is moving back in because he doesn't want to be stuck anywhere and like buy a house. So he just wants somewhere where he can like stay during summer. So we are making some rooms downstairs bigger, adding on a huge garage on the front of the house, adding on an upper deck on our back patio, and getting a shed delivered into the backyard, and getting a driveway done, and all starting with getting a tree pulled out. So there's a lot going on, and it's kind of making my anxiety go a little crazy, so it's going to be even more difficult to lose weight. But again, this is a keto journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. So I've just been doing the best I can. I'm still pretty hungry throughout the day, even though I've been doing my fatty-ish coffee in the morning. Still not fat adapted. And then also, that leads me to restaurant struggles. Back in 2020, we couldn't go out. We couldn't go to restaurants. And if we could, it was literally takeout, curbside, no contact pickup and stuff. We did it once in a great while, not very often. Now, it was my birthday last month, so we went out for that. And then it was Valentine's Day, so we went out for that. And guess what? In less than a month, it's our 1-year wedding anniversary, so we'll be celebrating again. And it's really hard in restaurants, especially if you go out with other people, to stay keto. I went out with everybody. They all wanted fish fries on Friday. Fish fries are a big deal in Buffalo. I don't know about everywhere else, but during Lent, fish fries like the big thing. And I went out, I got a bunless burger, and I ordered a Caesar salad on the side. Well, they thought I wanted Caesar dressing on the side, so they still gave me French fries. And you know how hard it is to resist fries that are sitting on your plate? And my husband already had fries, and everybody else had fries already on their plates. They didn't want more fries. I only ate a couple, luckily, because they weren't very good. So I was lucky in that aspect, but it is really hard not to pick at something that's on your plate already. And then for Valentine's Day, we went out. We wanted to do wine tasting, but the wine place, we're still experiencing really bad restaurant shortage right now in Buffalo, New York. Everybody's getting out of the restaurant business. I don't know about everywhere else, but we don't get paid well. We get worked to the bone. Like, it's stressful, which is why I got out of the restaurant business. And a lot of people do and want to. But nowadays, I also seems like we can't find good workers either to fill positions. Even when I was working in a restaurant, we could not get workers. When 2020, after we got back to work, we could not find decent help. The people that did help, they felt entitled to working hardly any at all and getting paid better. And literally, like, dishwashing at Wanaka is one of the easiest jobs. Like, I used to fill in dishwashing at Bob Evans on a Sunday morning, and it was insane, nonstop for hours, and it's horrible egg dishes that are pain to clean. Wanaka, easy in comparison for sure, and we couldn't keep dishwashers. The young dishwashers just don't want to work. It's crazy. And anyways, off on a tangent, of course, because it's restaurant. But so what I was saying was, the restaurant we were supposed to have our Valentine's celebration at was a wine tasting place, which would have been a little bit less carbs. Then we ended up going to a cider mill place, which they are not like the Angry Orchard ciders. They're actually dry, semi-dry, and sweet ciders. So I did stick to the dry side of ciders, but still, apples have carbs. Same thing with grapes. So I'm not sure exactly how much carbs are in the ones I had, but obviously I was probably over 20 net carbs for sure. And then you wanted to get a charcuterie board with it, but I don't have keto crackers with me, so I had some pieces of bread and stuff like that. So being able to eat out at restaurants again definitely makes it harder to stick to keto. But like I said, it's a marathon. I'm not looking to just drop all the weight super quick. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. But I'm just trying to help you guys out with my struggles, and you might be feeling the same. So I offer you my keto desserts. I did not eat dessert at the restaurant. I had a keto cupcake when I came home. So, you got to plan for that, and, try not to, don't just say, oh, I cheated a little bit. Just cheat a lot, because I've already cheated. Even if you cheat a tiny bit, don't go crazy. If you have keto desserts at home, eat that. Don't go insane just because you ate a little bit off your lifestyle or diet. You know what I mean? Try the best you can. Now on to something I've been meal prepping, and I meal prepped. I mentioned last week that I bought a bunch of pork in bulk. I bought 10 pounds of pork belly. So what I did, I cut it and portioned it into about 1.5 pound pieces. I wasn't super precise with it, but I vacuum packed it. And how we used to get it at Wanaka was from Cisco, which is a food distributor. They used to come in sous vide. So literally you just pull it out of the package, score it, and cut it into whatever pieces you want, and cook it in a super hot oven. So I figured, since I had 7 packs of pork belly that were vacuum packed, I might as well just sous vide them all and then have them in the freezer ready to pull and cook, which they won't take super long. Other recipes I saw that didn't sous vide them, you had to cook it for like an hour at a low temperature and then like 45 minutes at like a medium temperature. So I want to cut that cook time down for sure. So I will have down in the description box below exactly, what I did. I sous vide the pork belly. I didn't put anything on it. I just vacuum packed it. I sous vide it for 10 hours at 165. Then I pulled them out, let them kind of cool a little bit on the counter, then threw them into the fridge to cool completely, then into the freezer. And then when you go to cook it, you thaw it out. You slice just the layer of fat on top into diagonals. So you do lines one way and then lines another way. And then I cut it into strips for, we did like our own poke bowls or rice bowls. I did salad, obviously. But, so I cut it into strips and I put it onto like aluminum foil that's sprayed. I did it in the air fryer, and I did air roast, and it took about 45 minutes still, I think. I just kept like turning it and setting it for 15 or 10 minutes, something like that, and rotating it until it was like super crispy on top. You can even just salt, pepper it and cook it, and it's delicious, or you can make a sauce. But if you make a sauce, using allulose is probably the best, but you don't want to put it on until like the very end, because as you know, allulose can caramelize and burn, so you don't want that to happen. So definitely very end, you can put that on there. Now for my keto granolas and bars. Now my favorites for keto bars, but this is one of my favorite companies, Monk Pack. They have 12 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs. You minus the fiber, which is 4 grams, so that's 10. And then it has 7 grams of allulose. This is one that has allulose on the label. Most of them don't. So you'll have to like look around the label and it'll have allulose. This one has allulose in the nutrition facts. I don't know why all of them don't yet, but this one does. So 7 plus 4 is 11. So 14 minus 11 is 3 grams of net carbs. And these ones are delicious. I love this one, and they have a chocolate peanut butter. Those are my 2 favorites. These ones aren't super sweet. If you like really sweet, the one that was even too sweet for me was the salted caramel, which it was good, but it was really sweet. So I don't get that one. And then they have just like granola bars that don't have as many nuts. And I'm not a fan of them. There's chocolate, just cocoa, and there's a honey nut one. And then there's a coconut chocolate chip, I believe. But they have a bunch of different ones. My mom gets them on Amazon. She subscribes and saves, and it might be cheaper. I haven't looked at the price compared to Walmart. I will have all the prices of what I pay at Walmart for these guys and all the other stuff I buy, because I think most of it is at Walmart. Those, and then these are my second favorite, the Ratio Keto. This is equivalent to a Nature Valley Crunch Bar. If you ever had those, they're really messy. So are these. But this one is 17 fat, 9 carbs, 3 fiber, so that's 6, minus 4 sugar alcohols. So that's only 2 net carbs. And these ones are decent size, and they're pretty good. They're not super sweet. These ones are a little bit high in calories, 240, which you'd think these ones would be more high. These are only 150. These are in the protein aisle. These other ones were in the granola aisle. So these are in like where the protein powders are. This one tastes like mousse. Like it like melts in your mouth. It's almost like a truffle-y consistency. I don't like a lot of bars like this. Like I hate Quest bars. I'm not a fan of the Perfect Keto bars. I'm not a fan of just Keto, I think they are. Keto bar. I didn't like those ones either. But this one is 13 fat, 9 carb, 2 fiber, and 4 sugar alcohols. So this one is 4, 5, 6. So this one is 3 net carbs per bar. And I think I put them, because I only had like 1 or 2 left. These ones are tiny. That's another thing. But they're like this big. Like, so the package is this big, but the bar itself is only this big. So it kind of sucks that they're so tiny. They are delicious though. They almost taste like a dessert. So I do like those ones. Be aware, think they have a keto one. There's ones that aren't keto. I almost grabbed them and bought them, and then I looked and I'm like, oh, they only have one kind that's keto. The rest are regular protein bars. So be aware of that. The place with most options for granola around where I live is Wegmans, but you got to be careful because this one here I bought. Luckily I looked, but I believe I bought this maybe like right after I had Van. I'm not sure, but it says keto right on the package, and I'm like, cherry cashew? Ooh, cherry's not really keto and cashews aren't really keto. That'd be delicious because I haven't had that in a really long time. Well, unfortunately, you turn it around and it says for 1/3 of a cup, it says 16 grams of fat, 12 total carbs, 4 grams of fiber, which equals 8, and it's regular sugar and added sugar. There's no sugar alcohols. You can't minus the sugar and the added sugar. That's not anything you subtract. Only sugar alcohols or allulose. So I was like, is that right? So I looked all over the package to see if there was like allulose added. Then I saw on the front, it literally says 8 grams of net carbs for 1/3 of a cup. Like, that's, if you're doing like strict keto, 20 grams of net carbs or less, and if you're doing total carbs, 12 grams for 1/3 of a cup is crazy. Like, that's 8 grams of net carbs. So even though it says keto, it probably is not fitting in your macros. Just keep that in mind. Always read your labels. Now this one is like my favorite keto granola. It says keto, but it actually is keto. It has 9 grams of total carbs, 3 grams of fiber, which is 6, and then 4 grams of sugar alcohols. So 2 net carbs for 1/3 of a cup. And this stuff is delicious. I usually add other stuff to it because I just make it more of like a meal or like a bigger snack, but it's really good. And they have tons of flavors. We just bought birthday cake at Walmart, and they have cocoa, which isn't my favorite. This is my favorite flavor. I've had most of them. They have a raspberry vanilla, strawberry vanilla, the birthday cake, this one, and cocoa. And they might even have a couple more. But I bought them on their website. It was like $16 with shipping for 1 bag. Walmart is the cheapest I found for like 9 something. It used to be only 8 something. And sometimes it's on sale at Rite Aid. So always keep a lookout for sales at Rite Aid, because sometimes they have these on sale. Sometimes they have Lily's chocolates on sale, which I always scoop them up. I love the little Lily's caramel chocolate balls. Those are like my favorite. And that's the only place I've ever seen them on sale or for sale either. So this is one of my favorite granolas. Well, that's it for this episode of Keto Weekly Update. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that gives you some ideas of things that you can get at Walmart for keto that I really enjoy and you might enjoy as well. Thank you for subscribing and hitting that thumbs up, and I'll see you next week on Keto Weekly Update. Bye guys.